Hey guys, I'm on my playset. I really enjoy it. I think it's very fun. But wow, I love my playset. So a lot of fellas are saying that Series X is better than the PlayStation 5, but that's not true. The Xbox Is Xbox a palindrome? I don't think so. Yeah. But I'm just gonna prove them wrong. So, goodbye, and then I'll see you later. Okay, I'm back. So one of the obvious reasons is, that the PlayStation has sold 68 more million units than the Xbox One, which is an insane amount. PlayStation sold 109 million when the Xbox One only sold 41 million, which is not very much in comparison, you know? So that's a big difference because the PlayStation has a much bigger fan base, and with the backwards compatibility, most people won't want to leave their $1,000 library or however much it is. When it comes to power, the Xbox Series X does win. As you can see, the Xbox Series X has 3.8 gigahertz, when PlayStation 5 only has 3.5 gigahertz. And when it comes to teraflops, the PlayStation 5 only has 10.28, and the Series X has 12, which is a pretty big difference, but not terribly big. The Series X will look better than the PlayStation 5 on the screen, but that's not as big of a deal as some may think, considering most developers, they make their games for the lower console, the ones that's not as strong, which in the last case was Xbox One, which was worse than the PlayStation, but now the PlayStation 5 is worse, and most developers will make it on it, so then it runs smoothly on both. So you're not going to see a huge difference unless it's an Xbox exclusive. Although when it comes to speed, the PlayStation 5 is far faster. It is actually 2 times as fast as the Series X, which is a huge difference. And it doesn't really matter. Like, they're both going to be super close. And I mean, like, you look at the last one. The Xbox One had 1.4 teraflops, when the PlayStation 4 had 1.84 teraflops, which was faster, but not by very much. But if you look at it now, it went from 1.84 now to 12 and 10, which is an insane jump. And now that they're using SSDs, there should be no load times. Like, it'll probably be 2 seconds for the Xbox One and like 0.5 for the PlayStation, since PlayStation's so much faster. But yeah, Series X does win the power one, but in the end, they're both really similar, so power shouldn't be what decides it for you. A pretty big developer. He's not like EA or anything, but he's a pretty big developer. He said that the PlayStation is far better than the Xbox Series X for coding and stuff. He said the PlayStation 5 was the easiest he ever coded on, and the Series X was nowhere near as good for developers. That's mainly because the Series X has 2 different filters, so it runs really high-level RAM and then really low-level RAM, which is really hard for developers, which is why developers don't like it. He said, no programmer could find one thing the Xbox Series X does better than the ps5 in terms of programming. And that was a pretty big deal. And a lot of people got upset. A lot of people were happy, whatever. When it comes to exclusives, PlayStation has dominated the area for the last generation. Although in the past, Xbox was really good. For example, during Xbox and Xbox 360, Halo was considered an amazing game. Everybody loved it, but it was only on Xbox. Now, Xbox isn't very good, exclusives-wise. Halo 5 was one of the worst Halos ever. And Halo Infinite, the next one, is supposed to be really good in comparison to Halo 5, but Halo 5 was terrible. A lot of people think it's going to flop, and they don't really have faith in the creators of it. They also have Forza, which is one of the best racing games there is. I'd say it comes second to Need for Speed in my opinion, but it's just an amazing game. But PlayStation has way more on its side. For example, there will probably be a new Killzone made by Guerrilla Games. It's like PlayStation's version of Halo, and it's really good. A lot of people liked it. There's rumors of a new Metal Gear Solid, which was critically acclaimed and an amazing shooter game. Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man was the best superhero game ever, and there will be a second one. Horizon Zero Dawn was Game of the Year 2018, and a lot of people really liked it. It was a really fun game. There will be a second one. There's going to be a new God of War, which is a classic. A lot of people like God of War. And then also Last of Us Part 2. It's the second part of Last of Us. And it's supposed to be the best storytelling game ever, which the first Last of Us was the best storytelling game ever. So this one's supposed to be better. Personally, I think PlayStation has won the exclusive game. The controller debate between PlayStation and Xbox has gone on for a long time. Personally, I prefer the PlayStation one just because, I use a PlayStation. I'm a PlayStation guy. But, the PlayStation DualSense, the new one, has changed a lot from the DualShock. It's more curvaceous, but it doesn't look exactly like the Xbox One, like some people say. If you want a copycat of the Xbox One, go look at the Nintendo Switch controller. But I'd say I like the design of the PlayStation One better, just because it's a mix of DualShock and the Xbox One, which I always thought the Xbox One was too big, but the DualShock one was too small, so this should be perfect. The Xbox controller hasn't changed much at all. The only thing they did was they added a share button, and they changed the D-pad to the Elite D-pad, and it looks really nice. It's the nicest D-pad out there. It's really good. The PlayStation controller, it's changed a lot. It has a built-in microphone, so then, if you need to charge your headset, then you can play a few games talking to your friends through your controller. It has haptic feedback instead of the rumble technology, which the Xbox One has. So instead of just vibrating, it'll be harder to pull a bow, or the joystick will be harder to push during mud. It'll just have a different feel that'll more immerse you into the game. It changed the share button to the create button, which makes it easier to basically create content. And also the light bar is now right here, and it looks really great. The only thing that I really like more about the Xbox One is the D-pad and the triggers on the Xbox One. The triggers on Xbox controllers are so nice. Personally, I think PlayStation wins just because it's more innovative. So I think, personally, it's pretty obvious that PlayStation 5 will win. I hope you do too. I also would like to apologize for not posting. With the whole Rona situation, Corona, it's harder to come up with ideas, and most people wouldn't agree with me because they're at home alone the whole time, but I get most of my ideas just hearing something stupid my friend said. Or saying something stupid to try and make my friends laugh, and then I'm like, oh, that'd be a cool video idea. But, I hope you'll forgive me. Goodbye.